We're shaking, folks. Back with another reaction. Back with some more Okitegami Kyoko's Memorandum score. I'd just like to thank any and all people who've checked out the watch-along on my Patreon. I have gone through the full show. Shout out to Michaela. I know she's seen it all, and Kim is working her way through the show right now. And yeah, ultimately, Michaela had asked about a tune that is used prominently in the final episode, and as I came to realize, it's also used very prominently in the end of episode 6. More on that in a moment. But this is the first tune, I think, that I'm going to react to by Suehiro Kenichiro. I think it bears similarities conceptually and in terms of some of the themes to the overall score, so it seems likely that the soundtrack was made in collaboration, the two composers, working at least aware of what the other person was doing. But yeah, we're going to listen to a tune used very prominently in the final episode, and I realized because of this track, and basically recalling what some of the other tracks were in Japanese, like phonetically, in the Romaji spelling, meaning Japanese in Latin characters. And I realized there's a lot of puns at work here. Now, this tune is called Kyoko to, which is, you can say and or, but Kyoko to Yakai. And if you remember, Yakai is the kanji from which Yakuske derives his name. Now, kanji, it's complicated. They can be read different ways, and especially for names, you can choose to use them in a way that's less common. So ultimately, the kanji is Yakai, but his name is Yakuske. Kyoko, which in the Romaji here has an U, unlike the name Kyoko, but it means strong, and Yakai means troublesome, which again evolved or derived into the name Yakuske, means misfortune or unlucky. So essentially the track means strong and troublesome, but conceptually, idiomatically, it's the track of Kyoko and Yakuske. This is their tune, and again, playing off of the puns, the plays on word. I think it's just a really cool element to the track titles, which I didn't realize till I went to react to this one. So again, it's used very prominently in the last episode, and I won't spoil anything, but ultimately it does feature or relate to the connection between them, as well as many other things. But yeah, it's used at the end of episode 6, and going into the show, there were some moments I knew the end of episode 7 was very dramatic, and I remembered it moving me, and it moved me not only in the teaser, but once I got back to the episode proper. I remember the end of the show moving me very deeply. It did once again. But when episode 6 started, and certainly going into the show, I didn't recall the gravity, emotional, and interpersonal between Yakuske and Kyoko, who, is involved in a less direct way than usual at the end of that episode. So it was just a really sweet moment, and the tune and that scene hit me very heavy emotionally. So again, this is a tune that is essentially Yakuske and Kyoko's tune. Let's hear it. This is by Suehiro Kenichiro, or Kenichiro Suehiro, depending on which naming convention you're using, from the Okitegami Kyoko's Memorandum soundtrack 2015, and the track is Kyoko to Yakai, which translates to essentially strong and troublesome. really wonderful tune from a really wonderful show. I mean, seriously, I knew going into it. It was one of my favorite shows that I remember watching, not just among J-drama, but I just remember, having as much fun watching that and feeling as emotional watching that as, few other things that I've gone through. Rewatching it recently through the Patreon, like, watch-along, it just confirmed that. It enhanced that somehow. Like, it feels like a perfect show. Like, maybe there's like little moments here and there that people could nitpick, but I don't know, to me it's like I'll take the whole package. It's perfect. So once again, shout out to those who have or will check it out on Patreon. Shout out to those who've been following the audio reactions, even if you haven't seen the show or haven't been following the watch along. Again, I'm now aware of the way, once I get lower on space for my Patreon, I can request more. So the watch-alongs are just beginning. There really will be some more music videos on there soon. I'm sort of like working through a list to go through in terms of, some videos from bands that I've been deep diving on a long time, and then as time goes forward, I'll start doing videos for groups that I've been following slightly less amount of time, and so on. So bottom line, lots more coming to Patreon, not just the video types I've been doing, but more video types. But once again, I'm very much enjoying the watch-alongs, again, for J-drama and other things, but it just feels like it's a nice break, even though I'm still making, like long-form content, but it's a nice balance with these audio reactions. So once again, shout out to all the folks who checked out the watch-along of Okitegami Kyoko's Memorandum. Let me know what you think of this beautiful tune. I will see you next time. Peace.